Yo, what is going on, guys? It's your boy Russ back again with some more Madden 19 Ultimate Team. It's episode number 53. We do have two new pickups for this episode, or not new pickups. Well, one of them's new, one of them is an upgrade. We did upgrade JANIKOWSKI from a 91 to a 94, and we did also pick up Steve McClendon, 97 tackle, 97 block shed with our chem. I did want to go ahead and pick up a second D tackle. I've been wanting to get a really good D tackle for a while, but I do have something that I'm eyeing that we will be getting soon. The Legend Gauntlets. There's a player out of that I end up getting that is pretty damn good at D tackle. So, I mean, that's kind of a hint, but that kind of gives it away. But, it doesn't really matter. There's not very many good D tackles you can really choose from as far as, like, pass rush and stuff like that. So, we ended up picking up Steve McClendon because I like to have a pass rushing D tackle and a big run stuffing D tackle. So, now we have, as my phone goes off because I'm unprofessional, but we do have McClendon for the block shed, the run stopping, and we also have Alan Page, 92 overall, for the pass rushing with, the finesse move and everything. But anyway, getting into today's game, Jesus, cannot speak. But getting into today's game, man, this was a pretty good game. This is the start of the season, so we're back to normal games. We're back to regular scoring, 7 points, or 6-point touchdowns. Fucking Jesus, I'm so happy. Oh my goodness. Those fucking house rule games with the 10 points, or the 12 points, and the 9 points. Did not like those. They were very frustrating. But you know what? I did them trying to get that pack. Unfortunately, we didn't get it, so I went through all that hell to get nothing. But back to regular seasons, man. We did end up starting with a pick. I tried to chuck it up to George Kittle. And just a dumb read. So this guy comes out on offense trying to move the ball with Mike Vick because everybody fucking has Mike Vick, and I rarely play anybody else. I think I've gone against, like, Dan Marino one time, and then Mike Vick and Carson Wentz. Barely anybody else. A couple Jared Goffs, and then, like I said, Dan Marino was very scarce in this game. It seems like he'd be a quarterback that some people would use, but nobody likes pocket passers, man. I mean, even Otto Graham, I think, has 81 speed or 81, 82 speed, and still nobody fucking uses him. Like, he's not fast enough for a lot of people. But we end up getting the ball back on offense. I don't know what he did. I kind of missed it. I don't know if he threw a pick or if we end up getting a fumble. Bottom line, man, it's 0-0, and we end up getting the ball back. It's early enough where it doesn't matter who got the interception or who got the ball. It doesn't matter. We got the ball back on offense. And 4th and 5, we're obviously trying to look down the field and find something. And we're looking all the way down the field. And there is just nobody. Until we finally find Doug Baldwin, who somehow, he has the best sideline awareness I've seen in this game. So many receivers in this game just run out of bounds and make horrible decisions when they're near the sideline, including Jerry Rice, who's on our team. And Doug Baldwin is the only receiver that just stays in bounds. Like, he runs to the sideline. He's like, you know what? That white chalk, that leads to a penalty. We shouldn't touch that. Like, Doug Baldwin is the only one of our receivers with an actual functioning brain, it seems like. But whatever. He ends up making that catch, keeping us in bounds. We end up getting to the 12-yard line with George Kittle. Tried to run with Todd Gurley, and that was just really going nowhere from the start. I tend to spin, trying to make something happen whenever I see, like, the lane I was running to is clogged up. It just makes me look like an idiot half the time. I spin way too much. I'm sorry. This Todd Gurley just makes way too much shit happen when you end up spinning people out of their shoes. And it just seems like it's more worth it to spin considering that trucking just isn't that effective this year. I don't know. I had truck specialist on Gurley. He still didn't do shit. Moving on in this game, man, we end up getting 3 points on that drive. Obviously, we'll take it, but we obviously wanted a touchdown. I mean, we definitely could have had one, but we just weren't able to get anything inside the red zone, of course. Our red zone offense stalls, just not that good. But this guy ends up burning Jalen Ramsey with Tyreek Hill. I'm tired of Jalen Ramsey getting burnt. I'm so sick of it, man. He plays the run pretty good. But Jalen Ramsey might have to go. He gets beat way too often. And I mean, it's too often. He's too slow. I don't know what it is, man. I mean, I play him off and everything. It must just be his card because he doesn't really react to anything all that well. I don't think I like Jalen Ramsey in Madden 19. Kind of bugs me because I invested a pretty decent bit into him. But you know what? What are you going to do, man? Investments sometimes are poor. But you know what? You take that chance with a player like Jalen Ramsey. So whatever. We end up completing a pass to Doug Baldwin on our first offensive play of our next drive after this dude does counter with a field goal of his own to make it 3-3. We do find George Kittle for a couple yards. That card's whatever. 2nd and 9. Looking, we do find Todd Gurley. We do not hit Todd Gurley passing the ball very often. Usually really short routes, just flat routes, stuff like that. We don't usually hit him on angles or, anything like that. But right there we did. One of the rare occasions we do. It does kind of make it nice. We can pull that out of the hat every once in a while. And, the guy's not really looking for it. He was playing downfield with his user a lot. But you guys can see right now, I'm just trying to make something happen downfield. And I just can't. I'm really trying to get, like, a big play going. Because I really feel like this guy's defense is playing way too far underneath. Sure enough, we do find George Kittle, but it wasn't really the play I was looking for. It was just a playmaker up the field, but we'll take it nonetheless. We end up getting to the 5-yard line. 15 seconds left now in the first half. We were just trying to run this clock down, and we do. We run it down to 7 seconds before scoring. for the touchdown to make it 10-3, and Todd Gurley does a little bit of a dance. We'll take that as we do go up 10-3, as I already said a second ago. Why do I always say the score too many times? My bad. But anyway, moving on, with 5 seconds left in the half, this guy does decide to go ahead and chuck it up one last time, and Stephon Gilmore does end up coming up with a pick. If we didn't have to recover right here, I think we may have actually had a path to the end zone. Down that right sideline, I don't know, man. That was really close, actually. I mean, if we didn't stumble, like I said, I think we may have had it right there. But Tyreek Hill takes the kickoff back, or taking it out, and luckily does not take it back. I'm so scared of kickoffs, man. Kickoffs are ridiculous this year. I'm so worried about just a gap opening up somehow. I just end up like running somebody back and playing like a safety back there, or end up just using my kicker. But 2nd and 10, obviously Mike Vick. I know what throws Mike Vick can make now. I don't even use Mike Vick, and I know what throws Mike Vick can make. Like, honestly, I know what this dude wants to do. He wants to just sit back there, try to chuck it down the field. He rarely ran anything short. I mean, he just didn't right there. Was probably one of his few short plays. And also, every time he threw a short route, he got big hit. I mean, this game was full of big hits. You guys have been seeing it the entire time. Right here, he does end up sliding to avoid it. Or to avoid the big hit. But this dude just didn't go short that often. I don't think he ran all that much, rarely ever. And he has a pretty shitty running back, something Samuels. I don't know who that is. I didn't see what this guy's team was, or how good his team was, but I'm assuming it's not that great, because this Mike Vick is not playing all that great, honestly. And his team is overall just not playing that great. 3rd and 7, he does chuck it down the field. I thought maybe he was going to get that for a second. 3 for 7 for 97 yards and a pick so far. 4th and 7, he does end up getting sacked by Frank Clark. So we do end up getting the ball on turnover on downs. Up 10-3. Obviously, we just want to run the ball down his throat and put this game on ice. You know, I should definitely take the fucking aggressive blocking off. Oh my god, I do that every episode. I honestly only mean to have that on for a couple plays, but I always end up leaving it on too long and ends up biting me in the ass at some point. But anyway, man, 3rd and 3, trying to get this first down with Todd Gurley. Unfortunately, we cannot. So 4th and 3, we just decided to go for it. Probably could have taken our chance at a field goal, but we do have Seabass, and he's not that great of a kicker in the game. 4th and 3, though, we do end up converting with Doug Baldwin instead. So instead of taking our field goal and possibly missing it, having a pretty high chance of missing it, I've just been having way less confidence in Seabass. We do get the first with Doug Baldwin, and Todd Gurley starts doing his thing. I mean, you guys know Todd Gurley. Eventually, he just takes over the game. You know, right now, 14 rushes for 75 yards. Kind of a quiet game for him so far, man. For how many rushes we usually give him, 15 rushes, he usually has like over 100 or 200. I mean, shit, it's pretty crazy. Right there, we have George Kittle wide open, man. We got the dude to bite so hard on the run. Like, so goddamn hard on the run. He was really not having any more of Gurley and just missed the throw, the high point. I think I did high point that pass, and it was just way over the head of Kittle. No chance for him to catch it. 2nd and 19, though, on his next offensive drive. This dude can just not get anything going. It's Frank Clark. He's just eating up out there, man. 3 sacks right now. I don't know how a 91 overall is doing this, but he's kicking asses. 3rd and 31, chucks it downfield, and it does end up getting picked off by Brian Dawkins, or Jalen Ramsey. I'm not sure who that was. Maybe Jalen Ramsey. I talked shit about him earlier. That's like one of his few picks on the team. He did not make very many interceptions. Very little. But 2nd and 4, obviously 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. We're just trying to run this clock down. We pretty much have it in hand at this point. But, you know, a fumble or a random pick can get this guy right back in it. You know, if he takes a field goal, all he needs is a stop, and he has, you know, a chance to go down the field and win the game. It's that close. As 4th and 3, I don't know what I was even trying to do. Like I said, all he needed was a bad read, bad read, pick, something, you know, something to happen to go his way, and I just hand it to him, man. Bad read, really overthrown too, but it was a bad read to begin with. Across my body, just a bad play to run on 4th and 3, trying to ice the game. I should have just punted it and, you know, just gave him a long field and made him drive, considering that he hasn't really done it all game. He's only scored 3 points and really only one drive, and that was the drive that he scored the 3 points. So, I mean, I don't know. At this point, I got 2 spies on. I'm not letting the dude run on us. I'm making him throw. I really don't care if we end up getting any more sacks at this point. We're just protecting this 2-score lead, trying to make sure that he cannot, you know, make it so he has to kick an onside, and if he gets it, then it's only a 3-point game. We're just trying to keep him out of the end zone. That's what we're doing. We're just guarding the fuck out of the end zone. I'm pretty much giving up everything underneath. We just start running man. 3rd and 10, Frank Clark again chasing him down. 3 for 12 in this game with Mike Vick. This guy was just not having a good day with him. I don't think I've had a very good day with Otto either. So our quarterbacks really did not do well. Either of our quarterbacks did not do well. But this guy does end up taking his field goal with 47 seconds left instead of, you know, trying to push for the touchdown. Instead, saves 2 timeouts, tries to go for the onside, does not get it. I accidentally cut out the onside kick. My bad. Sometimes when I'm just editing through these videos, I end up cutting out plays that I mean to leave in late that I normally cut out. So that was my bad. But the onside kick, he did not end up getting it. and I actually punt, trying to waste the rest of the time, but he ends up getting 1 second left, or 1 play left with 1 second to try to do something, but for some reason he throws a drag. I mean, I don't know why his first read wasn't to chuck it down the left side or whatever, wherever he had those streaks going, because at the end of half, with 5 seconds left, he had no problem chucking it downfield and almost throwing a pick six if we don't stumble, but at the end of the game, he throws a drag. Interesting. But you know what? Todd Gurley, he did what he needed to do. Frank Clark, he balled out, man. I mean, Frank, he had 3-4 sacks. I'm not sure how many, but he did some work, man. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this game. Be sure to look out for the next one. And as always, I'm out. Peace.